Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading for you, tuning into the day's energy, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm so grateful for all of you for co-creating this reading with me. I hope you're happy and healthy and enjoying your journey to becoming more and more yourself. All right. Actually, I'm going to do more. Okay. So the overall energy of your reading is the Ace of Cups. Feels like you have been on a journey of learning how to love yourself. Learning not just in a frivolous way, but with Chuck barking in the background, loyalty, being loyal to yourself, learning how to care for yourself. What are loving behaviors? What are loving thoughts? What is supportive to you as a soul? This doesn't feel frivolous. This feels necessary, a necessary part of your evolution to, center yourself, center your loving heart in your experience. You know what's interesting is a lot of times people are like, love, and how silly and unnecessary. It feels very powerful, this self-love, this love, this heart opening, this welcoming yourself back into your heart, allowing yourself to be yourself no matter what, loving all parts of yourself, not just the good parts, quote unquote, just what others deem as good, but learning how to accept all of who you are. It looks like this self-love, self-discovery was triggered by grief, a great deal of grief, loss, upset, something very upsetting, an ending that caused so much grief and sorrow and started and created a new beginning for you. So it feels like there was an old way of being before this that was not where you loved yourself, where you centered yourself, where you took care of yourself and loved yourself. Feels like you put yourself in the past, before you discovered how to care and love for yourself, that in the past you would put yourself into precarious situations, not caring for yourself, caring for others first, caring for others' perspectives, others' feelings over yours. Feels like that might have been how you were raised. That's at the root of this. I'm tuning in to a childhood where you were raised to decenter yourself and center your parents or parent. This feels like having to parent your parents, parentification. Parents who didn't teach you how to love yourself, because it feels like their love is very conditional on how you behave, how you make them feel. They have made you responsible for how they feel. As an infant, That's wow. Okay. So it feels like the overall energy of this reading is love. Loving you, loving being yourself, choosing love, choosing to come back to yourself over and over again, not allowing what's happened to you to harden you or make you into a version of yourself that you do not prefer. It feels like deciding to love, choosing to love, and starting by loving yourself. Wow, very powerful. The hidden blessing is the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Someone's not learning. Someone's stuck in a pattern. They're unable to get out of a pattern. Someone's stuck in a pattern. There's an energy of someone stuck in a pattern. And then there's another separate energy in what's hidden of someone whose things are speeding up. Someone's stuck and unable to move on, and for someone else, things are picking up. Things are really starting to accelerate. And there's a public victory. Very public, very inspirational. Let's have a little more coffee. All right. So there's a hidden blessing that someone's stuck and things are speeding up and moving towards a very public success. Anything else we need to know? King of Cups. Very loving energy. Someone outwardly, they've done the inner work. They're very solid in their emotions, and they know how to treat people. This King of Cups feels things very deeply. Very deeply. Oh. All right. It feels like there's love messages coming in. A few messages from this King of Cups to an Empress. Feels like this Empress is hard to reach. And it feels like she's accepting the cup. It feels like she's a little hesitant, but willing to accept this, interested. So what I'm getting in hidden blessings, it feels like someone's not moving on. Someone is stuck. It doesn't feel like your energy. I'm perceiving this Page of Pentacles in reverse as someone, it feels like you're on the road driving and they're staying still and you just move right on by. If they're moving, they might be moving. It feels like they might be moving backwards. It doesn't feel like they're really moving. You're in a car. You're moving so fast compared to them on the side of the road. They almost feel like they're stuck, like a post. They're very stagnant. Things are picking up for you. You're having a lot of public success. And I think this success is attracting this energy of the King of Cups. Feels like love messages sent from King of Cups, between the King of Cups and an Empress. And it feels like it's accepted. Wow. This is lovely. It feels like because of your choice to focus on loving yourself, on love, and starting a new cycle after some loss, some incredibly painful grief. Feels like you could have really been sucked down into that grief and become one with that grief, but instead you focused on you starting over, and it's paid off, obviously, because things are picking up, have picked up, have moved quickly to success. It feels like your willingness to love yourself is having a side effect of others finding you very lovable and loving. Wow. All right. All right. What you're leaving behind is the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Leaving behind feels like unable to let go of someone or something, whatever ended here, whatever caused the grief. Wow. Feels like you're leaving behind that feeling of needing someone. You're leaving behind being alone as well. This is a very powerful position to be in. Wow. You're leaving behind people who lie. It feels like you've got this Ace of Swords energy along with the Ace of Cups. Feels like you've been able to leave toxic energies behind, leave behind deception, by using the energy of truth as like a litmus test. It feels like love. It feels like what you've been utilizing, one tools in your tool belt that you've been utilizing is the energy of love and self-love first, and truth. Speaking your truth, discerning what's truthful and what's not, and letting go of what's not, leaving behind those who operate in and spread deception. I'm also getting here a message of leaving behind this energy of someone who gets to decide what's true and what's not. I get to decide what's true and not. So this feels like you're leaving behind someone who invalidates your feelings and emotions, someone who invalidates your perspective, invalidates your experience. That they get to, it's their story and their perspective is correct, and you're only allowed to see things from their vantage point. You're not allowed to be a separate being with your own perspective, your own feelings and emotions. You have to see things the way they see things. You're leaving behind someone who's in that energy, someone who just can't be criticized, can't be critiqued at all. So they're terrified of having any negative, or that they perceive being perceived negatively. This person is just terrified of being judged, of being criticized. So they'll do everything to create a world view and control everybody in that world. So they're not critiqued, so they're not criticized. It feels like to the point, to the extent that this person has practiced this, that they're ignoring like really just basic advice. Like this person might walk into the room with just boogers out of their nose or something, and like, hey, I want to let you know, you can't even say that because they would be mad at you for pointing out something by seeing something about them that's imperfect. They wouldn't see that as helpful. They would be furious at you. So it's creating a whole reality of like the emperor's new clothes, where this person is completely lost touch with reality. Nobody can tell them anything about themselves. They can't handle even perceived criticism. They need to keep the story. This is a bit delusional. You're leaving that behind. It feels like this person creates so much instability and insecurity in the environment because everybody's having to lie and mask and tell this person you have to agree with how this person wants to be perceived, or you're the problem. It's a lot of masking, it's a lot of pretense. It's delusional. It's very delusional. It must be crazy making to be in this environment. And so it looks like you're leaving that behind. There's also, you're leaving behind the Chariot in reverse. You're leaving behind not being able to move on, not being able to overcome obstacles. It feels like to be in that person's energy, in their environment, you have to be smaller than them because their ego can't hack anyone shining. So it feels like you had to kind of hide in their shadow, stay so small, be the smallest version of yourself. Wow. So you're leaving that behind. All right. How to get the most of this energy is the Two of Pentacles in reverse. This feels like you're being very authentic. You're not two-faced. You are willing to tell people, as difficult as it is, uncomfortable truths. Tell them what's going on. You're willing to speak the truth, even though it might be disappointing to someone. Whereas someone who's very masked and very two-faced feels like they just constantly tell people what they want to hear. So it feels like one way to get the most of this energy is just being yourself. Being authentic. Not masking. Just showing up as you. Wow. Ace of Cups. Again, this new loving energy. Just being yourself. I'm just going to be myself. It feels like I'm going to be myself, love myself, be myself, so others can tune into this frequency and find me. My authentic, it feels like you're sending off a signal, an authentic, loving signal. And in this image, there's someone watching, someone is observing. They're watching and observing by you being yourself. by you loving yourself, that others are attracted to you. They are tuned in to your authenticity. Your willingness to be authentically yourself is allowing others to also be authentically themselves. Those who love themselves and want to have this type of authentic way of being are very attracted to your energy. Okay. Feels like okay, whole other story just came up and how to get the most of this energy. I need different cards. Who are these? There's a King of Wands in reverse and a King of Pentacles upright. It's about a marriage. Military. A pleasant letter. That's the King of Wands in reverse energy with the Seven of Swords in reverse. So feels like this King of Wands is seeing something that was hidden, something that was, there was lying, cheating, stealing, and now the King of Wands in reverse feels overwhelmed by what they're learning about this marriage, about someone who employed military tactics in a marriage. Feels like there's a pleasant communication, an email, a text. Feels like this person is trying to connect with you through communication about military tactics in a marriage. What do they want to communicate? What's in this communication? What are they really wanting to talk about? What's the tea? What tea is this person spilling? Laughter in reverse. So it feels like they're connecting. At first it feels like they're reaching out, communicating nicely, but it feels like they want to talk about this unhappy time where there was a lack of joy, a lack of happiness, a lack of laughter. It feels like, so in this reading at the beginning, there was a sadness, a Five of Cups energy that created the impetus for you loving yourself, focusing on yourself, centering your love and care for yourself. So it feels like this is about that Five of Cups energy, about whatever triggered your awakening to becoming more yourself, more authentic. It feels like this person is they feel upset. They feel guilty, shame about the way things went down, about a military tactic in a marriage, so some type of close relationship. I'm not getting any closer as of yet. It's interesting. I get the feeling with smell the roses, slow down, take some time, get out in nature. It feels like this person has taken some time out to really perceive what happened. And it feels like there's some guilt or shame, like they're wanting to talk about this. Who's the King of Pentacles? murky thoughts in reverse. It feels like they had some type of perception about you that's now being cleared up. They're seeing things clearly. With the Two of Pentacles in reverse, it feels like there's some unmasking. That you being you, it's very obvious who you are. You're very loving. You're following the truth. You're having a glow up. So it's very evident, very obvious who you are. And it feels like this King of Wands in reverse and this King of Pentacles upright are both seeing who you really are. And there's someone, it feels like the King of Wands energy is rethinking, reworking what happened in the past to cause grief for someone who's on this very loving path towards truth and finding success, finding love, moving on, very loving. And the King of Pentacles, it feels like you might not be talking, not in communication with either. It feels like this King of Pentacles is looking at a rich girl. With the Court reversed, so something didn't go down as planned. A meeting. Feels like the King of Pentacles energy is seeing you clearly now. Murky thoughts reversed. Seeing you as a rich girl. The Court reverse wants to reverse the court decision. Wants to reverse some decision. It feels like the King of Pentacles wants a meeting. You've got a lot of kings here. The King of Cups is flirting with you. King of Wands is wanting to communicate or communicating with you, realizing some past lying, cheating, stealing is coming to light. And the King of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles thoughts are clearing up. They were murky, but now there's clarity around a rich girl wanting to reverse a court decision and wanting to meet you up. Anything else about the King of Pentacles that we need to know? Anything that would be helpful? Stagnant, stuck, dead end, frozen. So the King of Pentacles is stagnant. The King of Wands is unhappy, no joy, no healing, no laughter. All right, moving on. Let's look at what's supporting you. We have the Eight of Wands, fast-moving energy. There's a lot of fast-moving energy. There's a lot of things picking up, things starting to really accelerate. Okay, so what's supporting you is this fast-moving energy, going with the flow. Anything else? What's supporting the viewer? What the viewer needs to know? Okay, you've got the strength to go with the flow. You also have this strength, this inner strength and courage to face down your, I don't know, enemies, face down dense energies, face down anything scary. You have the strength and courage. It's that devil energy. You have the strength to overcome this. Feels like you're flowing right by it. Like you're too fast. It does feel like someone wants to come in and say something, say a few things to like upset you. Someone wants to be able to come in. Feels like someone who used to be able to come in at any time and say a few things and get you in your emotions, get you wounded, so you would slow down, so you'd become stagnant. So so I'm getting a couple things here. Your self-love has helped you move on. Things are picking up, and because of your loving yourself, others, you're attracting love. There's love messages here, and it looks like you're at least interested, curious, not rejecting these love offers. There's someone else, two people, it feels like, from your past that are reworking things and seeing things differently. Feels like there's someone who wants to come in and derail you, wants to sabotage, wants to get you in your woundedness so you'll stop, so you'll be stagnant, so you'll stop flowing. It just doesn't feel like they can access your energy. They can't do this to you. They're unable. Yeah, it's like they're trying to push your buttons, and at some point they knew where the buttons were and just how to do this, but it's just not having the same effect. There's no strategy here. It's just kind of cruel. It's just mean-spirited. If this person comes in to try to upset you, try to trip you up, try to stop you out of this flow state, it just doesn't feel like it has the effect that it once did. Maybe when you were in a relationship with this person. Yeah. All right. What to be mindful of is the Hierophant. I'm seeing, so this can be, let me clarify what this is. What's the Hierophant? What do we need to be mindful of? What are the most important messages? Thank you. Okay, it's someone, you're very connected with your higher self, with spirit, with source. Very connected, and it shows. This whole reading is very indicative of someone who's very aligned with the highest and greatest good. And so here you are in your alignment, and someone's coming in to cause chaos, to try to cause a fight, to get you out of your alignment, to get you out of your peace. But with the Death card, you've transformed. In the original Death card, the king is the one who's perished, and the Death Rider stands over the fallen king. So it's like a death of establishment. And I'm definitely perceiving that here. That someone's trying to play old games in a new era, and it just doesn't work. It's same energy, wrong space, wrong timing. You've transformed. The established way of treating you in the past no longer stands. You've transformed. The energies have transformed. This person trying to pick a fight, it's just not working. Your vibration is so high. You've transcended this energy. It's done. Death card, it's over. Interesting. And the thing is, it feels like this person can't help themselves because you're looking very attractive. You're very attractive. You're very loving. It's very evident who you are, and everybody's seeing that. So whatever story this person tried to project onto you about who you are, it's very apparent who you are. You are setting by your self-love and your focus on yourself, on moving forward, on aligning with the energy of truth. You have shown people who you are by your actions, by your authenticity, and it's very attractive. It's just very attractive. Someone being themselves. You're attracting people who are drawn to you, to your authenticity. And it feels like this person, there's someone at least that feels like they're stuck, and they want to make you stuck. They're not going to get anywhere. You've got also the High Priestess energy in the outcome and what to be mindful of. This is your intuition. The High Priestess card, there's this usually 2 pillars on either side of her, and no roof, no limits, no roof, no ceiling. So you've got this unlimited potential. You've got your back turned to this person in both the Queen of Wands attractive card and in the High Priestess. You've moved away. You're not giving your attention to this person. They can't get in your energy. You perceive them now clearly. You intuitively know exactly who they are. You're very intuitive. So what I've gathered in this reading so far is the Ace of Cups, loving yourself, loving being yourself, being authentically you. Ace of Swords, truth, and your intuition are at least 3 tools that you have so dialed in that you've shifted and become very empowered, very powerful. Wow. All right, I'm going to go ahead and continue this reading onto Patreon. So if this has been resonating, you can follow me over to Patreon. The link is in the description box below. It says extended reading. You follow the link and it takes you to part 2. And in part 2, I'll look at health, relationships, creativity, new opportunities, and career and finance. So basically the reading is halfway through. So I'll see you over there on Patreon. And if not, if you're leaving me here, have a great day. Take care.